Have you ever wondered how late in the season you can plant grass seed? How close to winter can you plant grass? What about coated seed versus uncoated seed? Is coated seed a scam? Is it a ripoff? Is it actually better? Well, starting today and over the next few days and probably weeks, I'm going to do a test. I'm here in Parry Sound, Ontario, Canada, and today is October the 5th, and the temperature right now is around 12 degrees. And over the next few days in the forecast, it is getting really close to freezing, a few degrees above. I think I saw a low of maybe 3 or 4, and then the highs kind of maybe in the mid-teens in Celsius. So I'm gonna do a test. So I've got 4 pots here, and the plan is in these 2 pots, I've got coated and uncoated. So I'm gonna plant the same number of seeds in both these 2 pots and leave them outside so that they're experiencing the real temperature. And in these 2 pots is going to be more of a control, I guess. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plant the same number of seeds in both of these. So coated seed, uncoated seed. And I will probably take these in at night just so that they stay warmer. So this test isn't going to be perfect. I don't have the same brand of seed for the coated and uncoated. And the seed is probably going to be different ages as well. So the coated seed I got is a 50-50 mix, 50% being Kentucky bluegrass and 50% being perennial ryegrass. And I'm not sure anymore. I think I lost the label for the uncoated seed. So the coated seed is going to be Quality Seeds brand that's made here in Ontario. And the uncoated seed, I know I got it from PV Mart. I don't remember the exact mix I got, or even the brand for that matter at the moment. Maybe I'll pop it up if I remember. So I think that's enough blabber about what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna put some seed in these and let's test. Let's see if it's too late in the year to plant seed. And I guess we're gonna find out if the coating helps it germinate faster. I feel like I've read conflicting things about the coated seed. There's a few people that love it, and it seems like the people who know what they're talking about, like the pros, do not like it. So we'll see. But I do believe that both these 2 different types of seeds that I am using are quality seeds. They're not like from Walmart or a big box store. So I got my son manning the camera, and let's get to this. So we'll see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I just dropped them on. I'm not going to press them in. I'm just kind of mimicking a overseed for people like me who aren't super serious about lawn care. I'm not going to top dress. My lawn's too big for me to top dress everything. So this is kind of mimics a kind of normal experience. So I already made a mistake. I put the uncoated seed into the coated container, so I'm gonna just modify that. Very professional. There we go. Problem solved. So we got 30 seeds in here, and around 30 seeds. So I'm gonna do the same with each other pots. This experiment is already proving to be more tricky than I anticipated. While I was adding the seed into here, I did find that sometimes I wasn't sure if the seed was just an empty shell or if there's actually seed in it. And so this is the coated seed here. So there's some various sizes in there. I'm not sure if if the bigger seed's the KBG or if it's vice versa, or if it's just different sizes. I don't know. This is the uncoated seed here, what it looks like. So yeah, I don't know. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's going to be exactly the same amount of seed in each pot, even though I aim to put 30 pieces in each. Like here, I don't know if it's going to focus, but this one here, that just looks like a shell. So I tried to put around 30 in each. It's not an exact science, but I think it's good enough that we're going to at least see if if like the coated gets 0 grass and the uncoated gets a bunch, it'll give us a rough idea. It'll for sure tell us if it's going to be too cold, if it's going to freeze and all that. So we're going to try to keep all these pots watered nicely. These green ones are going to stay outside all the time. But basically with these white ones here, I want to mimic more ideal growing conditions, even though I'm probably not going to be able to perfectly replicate summer. I don't have like grow lights or anything to put them under. I will add here that I know that there isn't a specific date that grass seed just refuses to grow past. That's silly, obviously. So here I planted this. This was the uncoated seed, the same stuff I used. I planted this about 10 days ago, so that would have been late September. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but there's some nice sprouts growing up of about 1 inch tall already. This past week was pretty warm. Some cooler nights. And moving over to this area, I planted this 1 week ago exactly, and it's starting to sprout. It's poking through now. So that was, yeah, like planted like the very tail end of September. But the week coming up does look quite a bit cooler, especially the nights, so we'll see what happens. It's October 15th today, so it's 10 days since I planted this grass seed, and I just noticed a few sprouts growing up in the pots that I was taking inside at night when the temperature is really cold. So I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. So both the uncoated and the coated pots, I've got a few sprouts. So I would say so far the results between these two are very close. And then in the pots that I've been keeping outside, I did not see any sprouts happening yet. So it does seem to be helping to take them inside at night, just a bit of extra warmth. The temperature has been pretty cold. We got some warmer weather coming up, but I'm encouraged to see that at least these are growing a little bit. So stick around. Welcome back. It's October 23rd, so it's about 19 days since we planted these pots. A little update. So the weather's been pretty warm the past few days, and the forecast is looking not too bad coming up. Anyway, so in the warm pot, the coated pot, we've got about 7 shoots in here. So some of these are about 1 inch tall, so these have been growing for a while. There's 7 in there roughly. And then moving over to our uncoated seed pot that we're keeping warm, we've got around 6 shoots in there. So the coated and uncoated that we're keeping warm, very similar. I counted 6 in here, 7 in the coated, so the performance is actually slightly worse in the uncoated pot, but the germination has been going at about the same speed. So moving over to the pots that we're keeping outside all the time. In the uncoated pot, I counted 7 tiny little shoots, so those have probably been up, I would say maybe about 3 days. They're like, that one's maybe 1/2 inch tall, so they seem to be growing around the edges mostly. And in the coated seed pot, nothing yet. So far the coated seed that's out in the cold is doing poorly, but maybe it's growing under the surface, I don't know. We'll check back in a while and see what's going on. So that's where we're at so far. We're back. It's November 26th, so the weather has really changed since I last did a video. I'm sorry, I should have checked in sooner. I just kind of never got around to it. So all the pots do have grass in them now, so they've all got about the same amount of grass. So obviously, so if you remember from last time, I think it was the coated pot that I kept outside all the time was being really slow. So this has got grass in now too. They've all got about the same amount of grass. It's pretty close. So my experiment was a success. So just some quick numbers. So in the uncoated, so these two were the warm pots. The uncoated one, I've got about 19 blades of grass. The coated one, about 12. The uncoated pot that stayed outside all the time, about 15. And the coated one that stayed outside all the time is around 15 as well. Now those numbers are approximate. It's pretty tough for me to count all the blades of grass. There's different sizes. There's some tiny little sprouts. But in answer to my question at the start of the video, can you grow grass at this time of the year? In this case, yes. The weather, the coldest it's got has been a few degrees below zero, maybe -3 or so. We've had a lot of weather around zero, like a few degrees above 0 Celsius, 3 degrees. Obviously at this temperature the grass isn't going to be growing much anymore, but yeah, I'd say it was a success. Oh, and one thing to note, I did stop putting these pots inside at night, so they've been outside at night as well. So all these 4 have been outside like the past, I don't know, 3-4 weeks they've been outside together. I'm gonna keep these pots outside all winter, let them be exposed to the winter and the cold and everything. I'm just gonna put them on the edge of my property or something, and I'll see if they survive, you know, the extreme cold. Being such new grass, obviously it's still very fine, very thin grass. Some of them are very small shoots, some have grown up to be like over an inch tall. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and maybe it's given you some answers about if you can grow grass in this kind of weather. And I am back, and it is a year later, so it is now the following fall. I kind of forgot about this grass. It wasn't high on my priority list, but it all survived. It has not been cut yet, so you can see all the pots are a mess. They've been sitting in the bush, and I will cut this grass because it's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's kind of a mess. I'm just gonna cut it with a scissor and see what it is looking like. So here they are, all chopped up. So this is the coated one, the uncoated one, and then the coated one that was kept warmer, and the uncoated one kept warmer. This one I would say looks the worst, just off a quick look. So I would have kind of expected that these pots would be filled in better, but bear in mind that I never cut them till now, so they literally they got to grow for a year. And if you're not cutting your grass, it's gonna put its energy into growing vertically instead of spreading out laterally. So if you were cutting your grass regularly, the grass would be like, hey, we gotta spread laterally, we gotta spread out, we're not able to grow high, so let's grow wide. Then I think if I would have been trimming this more regularly, we maybe would see more shoots. So anyway, this grass, it survived the winter just fine. So can you plant grass in the fall? I believe that you can. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and that it was helpful to you. And hey, if you want to share some of your grass growing experiences in the comments below, go for it. Ciao.